Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your reading. So, welcome. So Pisces, during your pre-shuffle, I got a few things. I got first off, a very slow, focused action intention behind this. Also I got the word title, and I wasn't sure if that was a title to an article or a title that someone gives themselves or owns or possesses, or believes to own or possess. It's kind of like an identity. Because I also got like pride um, coming out as well with the Soldier of Air, which is a card specific to my deck, and that's a very focused card. It's a card of winning arguments, um, supplying rationality, but with a sense of force for mental dominance. Um, it's also very receptive though. It's not necessarily dominant all the time. It's not a card of dominance, but one that can display dominance when needed. Um, Now the first card we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. However, um, there's a struggle you're breaking free from, and I'm immediately getting a home right away. This is my Four of Wands in reverse. However, so you're there. There's a breakdown for some sense of security, and this could be a job. I'm actually kind of getting that now. We also have the King of Terra, Patriarch of Terra in reversed here, um, and Nine of Cups in reverse. So this guy is also a merchant, um, kind of like the traditional tarot, but in reverse too. So this is kind of continuing on with a job here, sense of security. So this could be mostly with your sense of physical security, losing a job, losing the title of that job, and maybe your pride feels a bit threatened right now because of that. Um, and this could only be a problem really if you or the person specifically in this reading, and I do get the sense that this is you. Um, this could only matter if you believe that that title is your identity, which I'm going to be frank with you. If this is work related, it's not your identity. If you've invested a lot into that title, I could see why you would feel a sense of attachment to it. But the Nine of Cups in reverse as well kind of signifies overindulgence. Um, I'm not saying you're overindulgent in the sense that you maybe possess too much, nothing like that. This could be more so with your title or your outward appearance, your attachment to that. Of course, we all have public images. We all have an ego. That's totally normal. That's what you should expect from everyone. But an over attachment to a title, this could be even like a future desire, because following this nine of cups is the Queen of Pentacles. And oh, actually no, it's not. It's the King of Cups in reverse. Apologies. That's the final card is the Queen, uh, Matriarch of Terra, but we have the King of Cups here. So the primary symbol for him in my deck is the rope, which is one we extend to others, one that we pass to others, and we get that same support back, when we need to pull together and make something happen. Um, though in reverse, that rope is not extended. Um, There is no extension, and maybe that happened to you at the hand of someone else. Someone may have just dropped you. In this reality of, what have I been investing so much time into to just be brushed off as if, this was nothing. I've worked so hard for this. I've worked so long for this. Why am I being treated this way? What did I do to deserve this? It's definitely at the crux, and breaking free from that is your intention now. And the attachment to that title, I think you're understanding, is the worst of it. Once you start to peel it away, any attachment, this goes with any attachment, you see what else comes along with it, and that's the point of an attachment, right? Is it influences other things in our lives. I myself have some unhealthy attachments. I'm not perfect either, but as soon as I feel myself pull those attachments away, I start to realize and recognize what I've been doing to myself, because that's the underlying factor. Um, we do this to ourselves, and then that bleeds over into our relationships. So you might be coming to that understanding, like, oh, it's not just me that's affected by this attachment. Maybe I've become something I really didn't want to become. And as soon as you lost that title, you may have started, I can just imagine the amount of anger that would bubble to the surface, losing something so important to you that, you know, isn't really, maybe it's a part of you, to a degree, but it doesn't entirely define your worth as an individual, as a human being. Our work is important, and we should strive to do good work and make a difference in the world. Um, though at what cost to ourselves? Um, and obviously, if you're being treated in a way where you're just being tossed aside, and not even recognized for your work, your hard work, then you know that's that's something to keep in mind too. Because if that's what you're putting yourself into, investing yourself into, then a reaction like that is to be expected. Correct? And this I think is just, in my personal opinion, the result of Western society's imbalance between, the those who work and those who don't. Those who have and those who have not. Those who strive and put everything into their and into their work, and those who just have everything given to them. There's definitely a class system in Western society. It's just the reality, and there's naturally just going to be imbalances with that, and I think you're coming across one of those natural imbalances at, perhaps at fault of you, but maybe even an understandable mistake, if there was a mistake to begin with. And that's the part that understanding, though, the things you invest into, and where we have to give ourselves the space just to be. And I think that's what you're struggling with right now. No, I think you're breaking free from it right now. You're starting to get that, but also at the cost of maybe some of your things. But when you think about it, I think what you really have are relationships. You do have something to move forward to. Following this is the matriarch of Terra here. So you have something to move forward to. Perhaps you're letting someone down, but this is where, those investments, those relationships do count, and what we've invested into them. Um, because if we lose something that we've spent so much time defining ourselves as, and we feel it gone, we may feel like we've lost something. Um, And if other people come to rely on us for that attachment, that idea of who we are, that ideal, then that's tough. Maybe even they see it. This matriarch is in the upright, and perhaps I think you can rely on others in this scenario. I think others see that. I think others know how much you've been pushing yourself to achieve, but at what point is enough to a degree? And I think you're trying to reconcile that, right? These two are matching. They're a match. They're meant to represent the perfect opposite of one another. The yin and yang. That's my reading is actually centered around the 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 yin and the yang, the lower trigram, which I'll get to after. But this this is supposed to be. This is supposed to be. This isn't. You know, it's magical, but it's also normal. And to take those for granted is I think something that also happens. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but in the same sense, the relationships and the people around us are the things most precious to us. Um, so look to focus on that and those that actually care for you, those that actually love you for who you are, care about you, and will listen to you, and won't just cast you aside and discard a part of you that's important. And I know that's easier said than done, especially in our society, the corporate part of it. But to a degree, at least for the time being, it's a necessary evil, to a point, and you have to develop your own relationship with that, which I think you already know, you already understand. But there's actually no, in terms of the whole reading, there's no changing lines here. So this is a lower hexagram in which I interpret each line and look for an imbalance of yin or yang energy, and there is none. So whenever I get a trigram like this, I always see it as a way of just encouraging and also to reassure you for how you may be feeling right now. Uh, it's definitely difficult. I think you know that, and you're getting through it. So I don't want to repeat myself, but um, take the time to take care of the ones who love you. This should be like this. It's upright. But, now, that's all I have in terms of the tarot. Next is the trigram itself, which you can further use to cast and create an overall hexagram for the I Ching, the Yi Ching, if you're not familiar with that. So that would be, so we have yin, yang, yin, which is the trigram of water. So I'll show you what that looks like. So this is the trigram of water. First line is the very bottom, second is the middle, third is the top. And so this would be the lower trigram. So if you're familiar with how to cast a hexagram, you just have to cast 3 more lines to get your overall hexagram and interpret from there. I won't do that. That's something I think you should try to do yourself, if you want to take it further. All right. Now, in addition to that, I generate 4 cards using specific keywords. So I'll tell you what those keywords are. The fourth I won't. It's a secret card, so if the other 3 don't make sense or they don't sound very interesting to you, then try the fourth card. It's a secret card. You won't know until you see it. So the first card is delivery. Second is variation. Third is county. And the fourth is the secret. So pause now. You can check for a timestamp. And I'll start to show them now. So here they are. First card, delivery. Second card, variation. Third card, county. And the last card, the secret card, is week. Week. W-E-E-K, so the time. 7 days. Okay, so those are the cards. Those are meant for you to generate. If you would like to download those, I have a Ko-fi channel, which you can find in the description below. There's a direct link to them. Does require a membership, so if you like what you see, definitely subscribe, share, all that great stuff. Otherwise, this is where we leave. Thanks for watching, Pisces.